Word on the streets is that Boosie Badass just broke down publicly after footage surfaced showing his son getting smacked by a gang on camera, and the rawness of Boosie's reaction has stopped the internet cold in a way that none of his previous viral moments ever have. This is not Boosie the rapper. This is not Boosie the street legend. This is a father watching his child get humiliated on film and feeling every bit of that pain in front of millions of people who were not prepared to see him this vulnerable. Today, we are breaking down the footage, Boosie's reaction, what this means for his son's safety, and why this moment cuts deeper than anything this family has faced in the public eye before. To understand why Boosie's breakdown hit the way it did, you have to understand what his children mean to him in a context that goes beyond the typical celebrity parent narrative. Torrance Hatch Jr. missed critical years of his children's lives while incarcerated at Angola State Penitentiary, one of the most brutal correctional environments in the United States. He sat behind those walls knowing his kids were growing up without him, knowing that the streets of Baton Rouge were waiting outside with the same appetite for young men that had swallowed so many people he loved before them. When he came home, he spoke about his children in every interview, every live session, and every public appearance with a ferocity and a tenderness that people who had only known him as a hard rapper were genuinely unprepared for. His kids are not just his family, they are the reason he survived everything he survived. So watching one of them get smacked on camera by a gang is not something he processed as a public figure. He processed it as a father who was not there to stop it. The footage that surfaced showing Boosie's son being confronted and smacked by members of what sources are identifying as a gang spread across social media with the kind of velocity that only happens when the content touches something primal in the audience watching it. The clip is difficult to watch regardless of who the people in it are. A young man gets surrounded, gets struck, and the people doing it are clearly aware that they are on camera and clearly unbothered by that awareness. That last detail is the one that sent the most chilling message. Attacking the son of Boosie Badass on film and posting it is not recklessness. It is a statement. It is a deliberate act of disrespect aimed not just at the young man in the footage, but at his father and at everything his father represents in Baton Rouge and beyond. Boosie's public reaction was immediate, and it was devastating to witness for anyone who has followed his career and his life with any level of genuine investment. He went live, and he did not hold anything back. His voice broke. His eyes told a story that his words could barely keep up with. He spoke about his son with the kind of pain that cannot be performed and cannot be faked. The pain of a man who has fought his entire life to protect the people he loved and found himself powerless to stop this specific thing from happening to this specific person. He talked about what it means to have your child targeted because of who you are, about the weight of knowing that his name and his reputation made his son a target rather than protecting him. That admission, coming from a man who has built his entire identity around strength and survival, was the moment that broke through every layer of the hard exterior his audience had always known. The gang involved in the footage has not been officially identified by law enforcement at the time of this video, but sources familiar with the streets in Baton Rouge say the attack was not random and was not the result of a personal conflict between Boosie's son and the individuals involved. The prevailing account from people close to the situation is that this was done specifically because of who his father is, either as a message to Boosie himself about ongoing tensions or as a way of gaining notoriety by putting hands on the child of one of Louisiana's most prominent figures. Both motivations are equally disturbing, and both lead to the same conclusion, which is that Boosie's son was never the actual target. Boosie was. The legal and street-level responses to what happened are already developing in ways that suggest this situation is far from over. People in Boosie's circle have been publicly and privately vocal about the fact that what happened on that footage will not simply be absorbed as a loss and forgotten. The specific individuals visible in the clip are known in certain circles, and the combination of Boosie's reach, his loyalty network in Baton Rouge, and the very public nature of what was done means that the people responsible have handed investigators, and potentially others, a documented record of exactly what they did and exactly who did it. Law enforcement has acknowledged awareness of the footage and is reportedly looking into the incident. Whether charges related to the assault will be pursued is still unclear, but the existence of the video means that the evidentiary foundation for a case is already established in a way that cannot be walked back. What Boosie does next with the pain that broke through on that live is the question that everyone who watched him fall apart is now sitting with. He has channeled loss into music before. He has channeled anger into action before. But a father watching his son get hit on camera and feeling unable to undo it is a wound that does not heal quickly or quietly. And in Baton Rouge, wounds that do not heal quietly never stay private for long.